Hello. Today we're going to do some sitting stretching. Yesterday I had a bunch of chaos with my hiccups, and then the spider crawled down, phones were ringing, birds were screaming, the whole bit. I think that's a sign. We're going to slow down and do some stretching. So come into your chair with me. Let's get some music started first, though, shall we? Here we go. So let's start up nice and tall, feet planted firmly on the ground, belly button into spine. Let's start with our toes. Push all your toes down, widen them out first, and then push them down. And then let's form that arch in our feet. So let's grip the ground a little bit. Parts, did I say about the parts? Get them off the chair that shouldn't be on the chair. Lift it up. I'll call it the elevator. Belly button, like I said, into spine. Trying to support your back. We don't want a giant arch in our spine, nor do we want the curve. We don't want to look like we're sitting in a recliner, but we don't want that over arch in our spine either. So let's pull our shoulders away from the front. Let's pull them open and then down our backs. I realize that some of us have more mobility, and so you might be kind of overarching the upper back. Take this part of you, the center, and kind of close it in with your belly button, just a little bit. Right? We don't want an overarch in our back. Our spine's made to balance on each other. If you do that wrong, it's going to be not good for you. Let's take our chin and pull it straight back. We should just try to sit here and practice. Ears are over shoulders, shoulders over hips, and then we've got the 90-degree angle. Incidentally, if we're at a computer all day, this is the posture we would like, or our hips just a little bit over our higher than our knees. And then we would like the chair to cooperate with us, that we can get our elbows supported on the chair arm, and then we could rest our hands. Our wrists would be a little bit either straight or a little bit up so our fingers could curl naturally. Most of our chairs have us out to here. So if that's the case, build on. Push up the chair, make it your own. Okay, that's enough of that. Inhale, keeping everything where it is. Reset your posture if you took a break with my babbling. Inhale, lift your arms overhead, and exhale. Inhale, lift up, and exhale. Inhale one more time, and exhale. Actually, I hope you inhale and exhale all the time, but one more time to lift your arms up. Let's start with our hands. Let's ball our hands in giant fists, and then let's open them wide. So let's stay up nice and tall. Again, shoulders away from ears, open up the spine, belly button into spine, and open and close. Most of the time, especially when we're stressed, we keep like this. Or if we're holding a cup of coffee or mug, often we have the drop of the arm. Can you see that? It drops down. We want to make it straight. So we're going to kind of work our muscles. Open and close. Remember to breathe. Keep everything else strong and straight and stabilized. We'll change in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bend our elbows now. Keep our elbows into our side bodies. I'm just going to show you. We want to go from flat to lift your thumb up towards your forearm only. So we're really squeezing in, trying to tense up the side body muscles. Squeeze in and then lift your thumbs up and down. If you want to pause this, you can add, go grab a can of soup for each hand or something. What a lot of people happen though is we call it the anatomical snuff box. The part right in here, it gets sore. A lot of rheumatoid arthritis people have a lot of joint pain. It all starts with that milk gallon you're holding. wrong, or the mugs, coffee mugs. So we want to exaggerate the thumb up. Let's do thumb up again. So when I'm saying thumb up, I mean the hand, not just the thumb lifting. So the hand direction up. And hold there. And let's go in and out. See how I'm straight across? So as I'm pulling out, some people have a tendency to chin forward. I guess this is really a strengthening, huh? Just a slower strengthening and no cardio today. I have to refix my neck, maybe you do too. Belly button into spine. Just holding this posture away from the chair, for me today, is a huge workout. Oh, are we actively doing our feet? Remember to kind of clench down with your toes. Good. We're going to change in 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, the direct, flip your hands over so your thumbs are pointed down toward the ground between your legs. Fix your shoulders up, pull them away and back down. So your reach isn't that far, right? Because we don't have huge monkey arms. So we're going to go from this position, open your arms up, lead with your thumbs up and out, and back down. Watch your chin. Keep your shoulders down and back. For those of us that have the rotator cuff tears, injuries, repairs, often you'll see this exercise in the physical therapy clinic. It really fires up the correct muscles of the rotator cuff. So we're going to change it then. In 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's come back down. I'm going to turn so you can see me. My belly button's into my spine. My chair, my seat elevator is up and lifted. Wedge your one arm into your side body. Use the other one if you need a balance to hold forward. I'm going to try to keep my stomach tight, that I have a straight line here because I'm hinging just at my hips, and then straighten out that arm. So my thumb, the palm of my hand is staying close to my side body. But I forgot, shoulders away from ears, shoulders down and back, and then you'll feel it in the back of your arm. If you need a little bit extra, if you did grab some cans, this is a good time. You could also slightly resist with your other arm. If I think about it hard enough though, and go slowly enough, I could think about kicking it in. But for me, no matter what, I have so much postural issues that I can just strain myself just by doing the posture side of it. We're going to change to the other arm in 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm swapping sides. You just want your hand to be able not to hit the chair. Again, I'm sitting tall, belly into spine, hinging at the hips. Elbow is close to my side body. The palm of my hand is facing toward my body. I'm leaning forward, shoulders down away from my back. Shoulders away from my ears and down my back. And I'm pulling out. So you want to think about that muscle connecting. We all know that muscle. That's the muscle that waves long after we've left. Can you feel it? This is such a sleepy day, isn't it? I actually have a lot of energy today. I just felt like it was the sign from above to slow it down if I had wacko things happening. Nice. Let's change in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit up nice and tall. I'm coming back to face you. Let's get our shoulders to our ears. Circle all the way back and then over exaggerate downward. So as we're doing this, the rolls, make sure you don't get into an arch. It's actually a very hard stomach movement or muscles to keep it there. Up, around, and back. Up, around, and down. Over exaggerate the back and the down. Double, triple chins. Are you feeling this? It's hard work, isn't it? Because we're pulling ourselves out of what's normal for us, especially now that most of us are staying home. We're not getting out and walking around even as much. We're not breaking our positions. Either we're at our desks all day feeling guilty about being home, so we're sitting there longer. Or your house is only so big. Some days I get ambitious and I try to remember every hour to walk up and down my steps, but that doesn't always help. Let's go one more all the way around and relax it. I want to just start an arm swing. I'm moving forward because I keep smashing my arm. So at this time I'm tightening my belly. I've lifted my part, shoulders are down and controlled, chin is back. I just want to mimic a little bit of nice, gentle walking. Arms are going straight forward and back. I know I've talked about, if you ever notice too, when we all start to run, all of a sudden we run like this. We want to go forwards when we run, so it would be helpful if we get our arms to go forward too. My arms are wide awake now after this. Are you feeling the little tingling sensations? Let's change in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get our chin down to our chest and hold and breathe. Hold and breathe. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders away from ears. Feel the stretch. Do you feel it just in the back of your neck, your mid-back, your spine? And come on back up to just looking at the screen. And then back down. Take note of that sensation. And back up. And again. Remember to breathe. And back up. Last time down. And back up. Bring one leg forward now. Put your heel on the ground. Flex your foot towards your head. Only straighten your knee as much as that your back will allow it. I don't want any motion in your back. So if you straighten further and you could sit up nice and tall, that's great. If you start to straighten all the way and you lose that good posture in your spine, bend your knee a little bit. Do your workout. So sitting up nice and tall, trying to keep the leg where it is. I want us to do that down again. And hold it there. Breathe, shoulders away from ears. Shoulders down your back, belly into spine. Elevator parts are lifted. Breathe for another 2 breaths. And back up. Let's swap legs. What we are doing is we're working on the whole back of our body, our myofascial system, our nervous system. So our other leg is going forward, heel is on the ground, flex your foot towards your head, belly into spine, parts are lifted, elevator parts, shoulders down away from your ears, double, triple chin. Remember, if you can't hold a straight leg posture like this, bend your knee a little bit. Getting into the position, we're going to go chin down to chest and hold it. Try to breathe through it. We're going to hold for 5 breaths. I'll let you know when we come back up. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. And 1 breath. Good. Come on back up. Let's cross one leg over the other leg. So it's up to you. Down at your ankles. up to your knee, knee onto knee or back here. Today I'm going to sit up nice and tall with my leg crossed. What we're going for is a stretch in our behind muscles. So sit up nice and tall. If you're not feeling that stretch this time, I'm going to have you actually come down closer to that leg. So if you're down here, you might have to do a little bit of a rotation. You'll probably feel it, or you can sit up nice and tall and lift your leg. This one's a hard one to catch if your leg isn't up high enough, because that means that your head has to come down. Okay, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders are forward, belly into spine. We're hinging again just at that hip. Flex your foot towards your shin bone and hold there. Well, we have done 16 minutes of stretching with me babbling a little in between. I hope with my odd babbles you hear how a physical therapist thinks and you learn something from it. If not, I cannot wait till we have, you could come to my house or we can meet in a park or something and see each other and record there, because then we could have a conversation, not just a one-sided. Keeping our legs wherever they are now, take the opposite shoulder and bring it, try to get it toward that leg. So I want you to sit nice and tall though. We're gonna feel the back of our spine, a little stretch. It's not any extra for our hip muscles. So that's a good one too. If you're down here, you can use the back of your chair. Sitting up nice and tall though, belly into spine, parts are lifted, shoulders away from our ears. To make this more of an active posture instead of the static passive posture, instead of using your arms, instead of holding onto something with your arms, let go of the surfaces and then use your stomach muscles all over to spin you. I am doing enough. Good. Let's change in 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to the middle. Cross the other leg, whichever way is comfortable. It doesn't matter to be equal. A lot of times people try to make things equal. Our bodies aren't. So I make you be equal if I can see you and you're having problems walking or something. Then I try to go one side equal to the other. But stretches and all that, if you're injured or if there's a reason for you not being able to do a stretch a certain way, don't hamper the other side. We just don't want it to be habitually used differently. Okay, so I'm sitting up nice and tall, belly into spine, shoulders away and back, my triple chins. I want us to now keep our shoulders facing each other, hinge at the hips forward till you feel a little stretch. This is one of those examples for me that the other side, whoa, I was feeling it. This side, I feel like I could take my leg and put it over my neck. And I would feel nothing. I have no idea why. Not gonna do it because that would be a circus trick. And then if I get stuck like that, I'm socially isolating today. Nobody's gonna come get me. That would be awkward. So now what I'd like to do is we're gonna sit back up nice and tall. We're gonna twist the opposite shoulder that's crossed forward. And I'm gonna stay, it feels like it's not working for me. I just feel slippery in my chair. So I'm gonna reset, I hope you do as well. Knees are staying forward. Twist over your shoulder, belly into spine to support your back. It should be a mid-back stretch, not a lower back. If you wanna make it more active, you can lift your hands off of whatever you're grabbing for dear life, like if you're like me, and swing your chest that way. I'm gonna just work on my posture more than anything. This is a good time to thank you. As I'm thinking about it, I was so productive today getting a lot of my college schoolwork done, and then hanging out a little with my kids and blah, 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 and the excuses started coming of, oh, I don't need to exercise today. I'm fine. I've put in 400 steps probably by today's right now. That's good for the day. But then I thought, no, I know there's a group of you, like my friend Paige out there, that exercises with me regularly. So, I know Christine does too, Alyssa. I could just name a bunch, but I just haven't talked about Paige for a while. Paige, I can't wait to meet you in person. So we're going to keep turning our body just for another 4, 3, 2, 1. How are you feeling? I could use a little bit more on the bottom of my thigh. So let's grab underneath our thigh. I thought it was going to tell me I was swimming. Let's flex our foot toward our head and straighten out that knee. As we straighten, let's point and flex our foot. Sit up only as tall as your shoulders can support your leg, or you could scoot back further in the chair. I don't want an arch in your spine though. I don't want an arch, I don't want it bend. I want it nice and straight and supported, just with the normal curve that you have. Keep the triple chins going though. Become me. Nice. And let's change in 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Other leg, grab underneath. Nice and tall posture. Shoulders away from ears. Lift your parts, belly into spine. Flex your foot, and then straighten it out as much as you're able. If you got that right position, then flex and point. I guess that's a point and flex. That's a new term for me. We have as plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. And so I always have to remember the point and flex. I feel like it's a different language for me. My dance teachers are watching. They'll be like thinking, no, that's why you keep messing up your midterm and final dance sessions. I don't remember point and flex. Let's change in 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting up nice and tall again. Let's take our one leg. Let's try to get as high up on that leg as you can, just with the active leg muscles. Belly into spine, we're gonna slide up and back down. Why are we working on this? This is the motion needed to often to tie shoes. Those with hip injuries, hip pain, those with back injuries, total knee replacements, strokes, everybody. We all lose this motion. Let's change in 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you feel how tiring that is? Is it just me? I wish you guys could nod. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to do the other leg. Plant with the one leg, the one that was doing all the working. The other leg is sliding up as far as you can and back down. We're trying to keep no movement in your spine. We're trying to let it be a little bit of ease. Nice. You doing fine? It's kind of harder to keep. Did you notice one side's harder than the other to keep the not flexed spine like you're sitting in a recliner? Woo! Let's change in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take the first leg, drop it off the side. I don't know if you're like me, but I need to stretch it out. Actually, this time I'm going to face you, so we'll model each other. We'll mimic each other. Keep the leg off the chair. The knee is trying to get under the hip, which is lined up with the shoulder, which is lined up with your ears. hold that posture. If you need to hold on, please hold on. Lift the arm that's kind of hanging off the chair as well, and then come toward the other side of the room. We're trying to purposely get the hip kind of moving outward a little, so we're really feeling that stretch in here. It's more of a side body stretch. I just like this one because it opens up this a little bit, the front of our hip that was working, but it's not necessarily a stretch for that. You could make it a better stretch, so if we tighten our belly muscles, oh, there it is, ding, 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 ding. Keeping where we are now, let's try to get the lower shoulder rotated up. Belly stays in the spine. I'm going to do my best to look up to add a little bit of strengthening for my neck. Shoulders away from the ears though. So I have to get better posture for my shoulders and my spine. I can't have that arm, the upper arm straight. Maybe you can't either. Good, let's come back in 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Let's back up, go the other side of your chair. I feel like my chair is going to break one day. That's going to add wonders to a video, isn't it? Okay, so we've dropped off the other leg. The knee is trying to line up with the hip. The hip is trying to line up with the shoulder. Shoulder's trying to line up with the ear. There we go. Hold on with the hands so you don't fall off your chair. Let's tighten our stomach because that's what I had forgotten. So you feel the little bit of stretch in the front of your thigh perhaps. We're going to take the arm that's kind of off the chair as well, lift it up and over, working on jutting out the hip a little because we do want the side body stretch. And let's hold staring at each other. Shoulders away from ears, belly into spine. Parts should be lifted off the chair. We might be taking in one of my other chairs. It'd be sad if I lost the chair that my brother had since he was a kid, huh? Maybe I could sneak in some wood glue or something. I don't know. Okay, so keeping this position now, let's open our chest so this lower shoulder rotates. Shoulders away from ears, belly into spine. I'm going to look up at the sky a little. Try to breathe. Nice. And let's come back to center in 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Coming back to center, let's just take a breath. Inhale, lift your arms, and exhale. Inhale, lift your arms up. Bring your palms together. Exhale and lower them to heart center. Pushing your palms together. Shoulders are open and down your back. The backs of your thumbs are pushing in your chest bone. Your chest bone's pushing in your thumbs. We're going to finish this one strong, aren't we? Spread out your toes, huge and wide. Lift your elevator muscles up. Do your double, triple chins. Take this one moment in time to congratulate yourselves for taking the effort to do something for yourself and not just fall into the rut of staying home or fall into the rut of making excuses for not putting your health and happiness first. I want you to know that I sincerely appreciate you welcoming me into your time and giving me the encouragement to take care of myself as well. The teacher in me adores the teacher in you. Thank you very much. Namaste.